When I dropped out, I had like £800 worth of debt. I had like I was making like £400-500 a month.
Damn.
But like I knew where things could go and I knew what I could do. And then obviously, I don't know if we want to segue into this. So like one of the biggest things I've struggled with, like the whole entrepreneurship. I said this earlier, but is been loneliness.
Yeah.
Like there's times where it just does get lonely. So it's just like making sure you are just chatting to people, and like even if it's just new people, like you get like I've only just met both like for the first time like in person. I'm just having good chats, like just cause it's nice being able to like speak with people.
It's genuine.
And like like loneliness is one of them, and like I see a lot of people like affect people's like bad.
Yo, so we're back again, free of charge pod, back as always.
Come on.
We've got another special guest, as we always like to say.
Of course.
The one and only. Do you want to introduce yourself, bro?
Hello everybody, my name is Kian Penkrat. I am an 18-year-old content creator, agency owner, fitness influencer. I don't even know what to call myself at this rate.
Bro.
I do a few things here and there, but
welcome to Free of Charge, man.
bro, thank you for the invite.
No worries,
man.
Before
nice
we
to
even
be
get
on.
into it, how was the journey? Was it okay?
Journey was beautiful,
Yeah.
apart from the fact that that every train driver just wants to strike.
Bro.
It's peak, isn't it? It's actually peak.
I was at the train station at 5 a.m. this morning, and I didn't get on the train till 8 a.m.
3 hours!
Just a waste of my time. I don't know.
Nah, the way these strikes are, the strikes with this rubbish going on is crazy, I can't lie.
For real.
But man, before we get into it, as always, what we like to do, we love to get it back, take it back to where you
from the
came
beginning.
from in your childhood. So, well, you were born in Plymouth, right?
Yes, born and bred. Jana is what we're technically called. It's nice being from Devon and Cornwall,
Well, what does that mean, Jana? What does that mean?
Jana is like if you were born and bred in Plymouth.
Oh, okay.
It's like the football team is it's something from there.
Okay. So, like, what's it like now, like, being born in Plymouth? Like, because I know nowadays you've experienced much more different places, going to, like, London more, Midlands, everything like that. But now, being out of that and then still living in Plymouth, can you feel the difference between...
100%. Even, like, if I just travel within the UK, like, from Plymouth, there's not a lot of people using it, like, on something, you know what I mean? There's no one there's not a lot of people that are on that grind. Whereas whenever I've come to like London or I've come to specific events across the UK, it's so nice to be able to meet other people like similar mindseted. So that's what I'd say. There's a lot more people. Obviously, it's generally because there's more people up in the country, but there's just so many. Like, there's so much more wealth up here as well. Like, you could walk around like certain areas of London and see so much that's just inspiring, motivating. And just like, just good to see him. Whereas like in Plymouth, like you see an M4 and you're like, oh my god, that's like an amazing car.
Yeah.
I was like, that here is just like
normal, isn't it?
Yeah. Like even like actually, no, a better example is a Tesla. You see a Tesla in Plymouth, you're like, oh, that's mad. Tesla's a taxi driver. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing. So like that's the way I see it. It's a decent city, but. I just much prefer London.
So for real, and what I like what you said as well, like in terms of people like grinding, hustling for certain things, it's just the culture here, it's just the regular.
And I was just like feeling lonely. Like feeling lonely has been like a big part of like my life, like during entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And like being in Plymouth, like that's why I make it sure. Like I've literally this year, I've travelled to London like every single week.
Damn.
Like minimum once a week I've travelled,
Damn.
and just because I like being around people who are similar mindset. People like the people you're around really do make you and boost your mood and help you go in the right direction.
It's true, because I remember hearing this guy, and I'm sure David probably thought of this as well. This one guy, he's a billionaire. He always says, if you show me your 5 friends, I can show you where your life is.
100%, yeah. I've always like being a big pusher of that. I know it's like so overused now. You know, your network is your net worth, and you know you are who you're around. But it's true. Like the reason why it's said so much is because it's true. Like
fact, bro.
literally,
I see it in your work ethic, bro, and the way you describe the grind. Like I watched some of your interviews, and it's like you taste it, bro. Like you live in it. Like I can literally see that, bro. I can't even lie. But I don't want to go so quick. So I want to go back to like youth school now. Like from what I've seen, you loved school, like you've been great at it. But I want to know now, like, what was it with school that made you like it and achieve so well with it?
I've always loved learning. Kind of is what played into where I'm at now in terms of learning from my mistakes. But during school, I just loved education. Things like maths, things like science, I just loved it.
Nice.
And during school, I actually got bullied because I used to be a little bit tubbier.
I feel you,
but we were all like that when we were young, isn't it? There's certain people who just get bullied, but I was one of them. I know, but like when I was learning and I actually like head down, like getting good grades, like that's when I felt good.
Nice.
And I don't know, I was just one of them who like didn't like getting told off. If I got told off like year 1, year 2, I was crying. Like, I was like, if I got like put my name on the board, head in hands, I'm like, nah, no. So like that kind of is what set the standard. I was like, okay, cool, I'll just like do good.
Yeah.
And like being able to go home to my mum and like, I've done well, I've done this, and
So there's
like,
a balance.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, Keon's a bit of a mischief today, but he got the A's. He got the... Okay, but you know what? You mentioned even bullying as well, bro. Something like that. Would you say that was something that was like a major thing to you? That was like a major impact on you?
100%. It's definitely impacted me. Like I will happily put my hands up to that, but only in a positive way. Like I don't regret it at all. Like, well, not regret it, but like I don't like see it in a bad way at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's helped shape me who I am today. It's made me learn so much about myself, about other people, about even like the point earlier, like the people I'm around.
Yeah.
That's kind of it, really. Like I'm happy I got bullied to an extent. Like I'm grateful for it because it helped me realize some of the things I was doing wrong. Yes, it was in a nastier way, and it did lead to some like bad emotions from here and there. But like, where I'm at now, I would happily be bullied for how I did to be where I'm at now. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful to hear. You're turning that lemon into lemonade.
100%.
I respect it, man. But like, even with school, because you said you loved learning that. What was the first thing that you realized? Like, oh, I love this. Like, I actually love learning this thing. What was it, if you remember?
It was just like, do you know, it's just I'm just gonna sound like a nerd here, but I just loved maths.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Because like I'm like the way my brain, and engineering, like the way my brain works, I love just like solving problems. Like even with what I do now when I make content, like, I'm just solving problems, and I love that.
Yeah.
So I know like maths and engineering and science, I just like the STEM subjects. That was my bread and butter.
I can see it. And do you like to bring life to things as well?
I love like being creative.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, like I was, me and Lego. Oh my god, that was my days. Like every night, come back from school, play with my Lego and stuff. So, and then when I went into like secondary school, I kind of lost that creativitiness. You know, we kind of got like it gets like pushed out of you because it's not cool, like certain things. And then when it was like I started making content again, like that spark for being creative like flamed up again. And then that's when I kind of like not like found my purpose, but I was like, oh my god, like I found something I actually enjoy. I found something that I'm good at, that I'm happy with, and that makes me happy. Yeah. And it was fulfilling. So that's kind of how it worked.
Now, that makes sense. So like with the Lego thing. So you said cool when you went to secondary. That's when you kind of dropped.
Yeah,
right?
just like even just more than just Lego, but just anything creative in general. Just like I kind of just dropped.
So would you say you dropped it because you thought, maybe it's not the cool thing to do anymore?
Yeah.
Then now TikTok, who doesn't want to be on TikTok? Wow, let me get on it. Was that the approach? Basically?
Yeah, basically.
I like the honesty. I respect it. So many people will be like, I can't lie, but you're actually being very real. I respect it, bro. Damn. So what about now? Do you still play Lego here and there, or?
To be fair, I did have like.
That's the question. You're too busy.
I had a fat urge like a few months ago just to buy one of the like small little Lego cars.
Yeah.
So I was like, do you know what? It would look so good on my desk. So I was like, I bought like the little Lego Ferrari and I built it, and it was like it reminded me of my childhood. I was like, it goes on my desk now, and it's little thing.
So far in the story, cool. Kian's growing up in Plymouth. You love school, you have a great love for maths, engineering, then now we get all the way up to what year do you now see TikTok?
I think I was year 11.
Year 11, damn.
So 2021 is when I started. So yeah, year 11. It was like right after the Christmas lockdown. It was during the lockdown actually when I started. So I was like, what a better time? No one's gonna bully me and tell me to stop. I'm at home. I can do this what I want. So I started just making videos, and then when we went back in February, I think I already had like a couple thousand followers, and people were like, okay, like certain people used to be like, in the hallway, is that the kid who makes TikToks? Like, I didn't hear it, but I never like paid no attention to it. And then like some people was like, oh yes, TikTok's big, like, you know, bit weird, but I'm like, I don't care.
I like your humor,
and then like,
bro,
certain people, then like it started growing, and when I hit like 10K, like I think any bit of hate just stopped. I never got any hate from like after that, like in school wise, because people were like, do you know what? I started respecting it because they started saying things, and then, you know, when certain things, we'll go on to a bit later in the pod, but like when certain things were coming in just from the social media, they're like, oh wow, like, and then now, like, oh my god, if I speak to, like, I don't think I get really much hate from anyone who I was around or has been around me, like, from school times.
So what did obviously it might be a bit intimate, but like the reception from the people that were kind of disrespecting you, did that change a lot?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel though? Because did it kind of piss you off, or like how did that make you feel?
Do you know what I understand like the way like some people think and why they would think that, but I'm like, their thoughts or opinions doesn't change me. It doesn't affect my life at all. So I'm like, do you know what? If they want to feel that way against me, I don't care, because their opinion has no effect towards me at all.
I feel you, bro. I can't lie, man. So then, okay, so now you're in year 11, you say?
Yeah, year 11. I think I was on like 10K-ish.
10K-ish. So now people are starting to respect you. At this point now, cool. What's in your mind though? Like, what is your role? Like, now you're waking up, it's different. Every day, you know, you're going to school. People are like, yo, Kian! Yo, maybe before just...
I was a little bit more popular. It was nice. I mean, year 11, beginning of year 12. Well, year 11, like the whole of year 12. Like, my day-to-day was literally like, wake up, 5 a.m, eat, read, go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, recording stuff in the gym and train. Go to school, go throughout school, and then like make some content in the evening, and then go to my job. So I literally had like no time for anything else. So it's like literally like straight like grind season every single like day, and like everything I was doing was just positive habits, and it was just I stayed so consistent with it like every single day. Damn. So I'm like, even though I don't do some of them things now, or it's not as like strict as it was now as it was then, they really built the foundations like for where I am now.
I respect it.
So like my days, I was like falling asleep in class. Like, you speak to anyone in my physics lessons, oh my god, I used to just sit at the back and just like get in and out of sleep because I was that tired. I was like literally just straight work, like making sure I was posting 3 times a day, hitting gym, you know, still working a part-time job at Nando's, and obviously school. Because even when I was doing A levels, like I did math, physics, and engineering.
Wow, that's hefty.
And if one watching this does A levels, they know they're not easy A levels. So like it was a lot on my plate, but I just found a way to balance it, and I kind of just like streamlined the whole process, and it was so good.
That is a lot, and you know what? See the discipline aspect now. Well, where did it derive from? Because for you to go from someone who once upon a time was playing Fortnite, you know, gaining a bit of weight, to now 4:55 a.m. in the morning, wake up, go on my bike, make sure I go to gym, make sure, like, bro.
Do you know what? I love the fact you said 4:55
a.m. My research, bro.
I love that.
Yes, bro. Come on.
But where did my discipline come? I don't know. I think it was just because like the positive reception I was getting, like, and because it was more than just the people around me, like, you know, like saying I was doing good, and the fact I was getting like people like from across the world, like even so like obviously I teach people how to edit. And one of my students is like someone from Norway who found me through my TikTok.
Wow.
Like, and the fact like I've been able to impact people's lives from that. So like when it was like coming up, I was like getting so much love from people all around the world. Like videos like hitting a couple million views, and like the comments just like full of love. And there was like when things were starting getting like to be like reposted by like Gymshark and stuff. And obviously like the sponsorship we'll talk about in a bit. But when these were coming in, it was just like there's no reason to stop. So I'll just keep going. And I fell in love with the whole sense of just like knowing I was getting better and knowing I was going in the right direction. Like the people I was being around was so much better. And like even though I didn't technically have like a business or anything that like was like bringing in the bread or at the time, but it's like I just knew me, Kian, as a person deep inside was becoming better morally, physically, mentally, spiritually. On every single level I was just slowly getting better. So that's kind of what brought in the discipline. Cause I was like, why would I want to go back? Why would I want to?
Yeah,
why would I want to become a
like,
worse person?
Like, I tasted
You know what I
this bread.
mean?
Why do I want that
Yeah,
bread?
yeah.
No,
That was
actually makes
literally,
sense.
like the grass was greener on the other side this time.
So now at that point, you're still 17, right? At that time.
Yeah.
So okay, most 17-year-olds, literally their lives are literally going to sixth form, studying, going to library after, and then maybe going gym or having a night in just
like a hobby, maybe football or something.
That's literally it. But you, and even for people that do things similar to you, like go to gym, most people, they will go to school first and then go to gym. That's their evening gone. You, however, had made sure to wake up at 4:55, go to gym in the morning so you can have your whole evenings to yourself, bro. And what I like so much watching interviews is that with you really like watch every single hour, like every single flipping damn minute counts. I can tell, I can see it. So have you always looked at life that way, with like, oh, I have to have this time?
Well, when I was younger, some people know this, some people don't, but I was diagnosed with autism in like year 6 time.
Yeah.
I was having like a lot of it was based around being like OCD. My nightly routine, like, oh my god, on a Sunday it was horrendous because I was like very worried I wouldn't wake up the next day, wake up at all, or like even wake up just in time for school. So it's like cool. Like I'd stress so much about that. Like I'd be like, cool, I have to be in bed at 7:55 a.m. Then I have to turn over at 8 a.m. 8 p.m. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then if I'm not asleep by like 8:15 p.m., then I'll go in the living room sleep. Like it was so bad. It was a negative spiral.
Wow.
And like I was so like focused on like times and like just like there's so much fear built around so much stuff.
Yeah.
And anxiety about it. And then I know when like things started becoming more better, like mentally I was a better person.
Yeah.
I realised the way my brain worked, so I'm just like, cool, I know how it works. Why aren't I using this to my advantage? Like, I could use this to build a solid routine that I'm gonna stick to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how things were, you know, like, cool, okay, I'll wake up at 4:55 a.m. I'll stay in bed for 5 minutes and I'll get out at 5. And then, you know, first 20 minutes, eat and read. And then after that, it was like literally get ready, ride my bike to the gym. And then gym from X time to this time. And I don't know, just like, the way I structured my day, it just worked with my brain. Like I just figured out how I think and just used it to my advantage. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do. They will try and see what other people are doing or, you know, what's these millionaires? How are they structuring their day? Like that's what's working for them. Exactly. You can do anything like with your day, and if it works for you, then that's how you get.
I guess it's like anything you do. Like when you want something, it's got to be a thing of trial and error.
100%.
So I'm sure with you, when you're trying to figure stuff out, it's a case of trial and error. So
yeah, like I'll literally, if something like I didn't like how it worked or didn't like, so now like my routine switched a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, cool. I found that like in this position in time, because again, there was a point in life where I was like, it was after like sixth form, and I was like doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, why am I waking up at 5 a.m? And I was trying to force myself to do all this, and I'm like, it wasn't like working. And I was like, I realized in my head, I was like, that worked for that particular time in my life and where I was at in that stage. But now, like, I'm not afraid to like alter things. So now that I've got like the more like time freedom, I've been able to like just make my routine work for me as I'm working for it. You know what I mean?
No, that makes
100%.
sense. They all balances with each other. Okay, so now whilst you're all doing this, when did the thought start to come to think, okay, I'm just gonna drop out. I might drop out. Like I want to really walk into that.
Year 12, I joked about it. Everyone in school, my teachers, my mum, I was like, oh, why don't I just drop out? You know, I've got the social media thing. And it was, I think, I started going to the networking events last March. So 2022
Or Gen
March.
Z, right?
Went to Gen Z events.
Big up Gen Z, man.
But do you know what? I owe a lot to them. And Denzel, Austin, and Poku, I respect them a lot. But when I started going to them events, and then I started like getting clients, because people realised, I had a skill, I could make content. I was like, I'll do it for them. And then that's when obviously the whole content creation, like making content for people came about, and video editing.
Nice.
And then when things were, I was actually like creating a business out of my skill and like slowly like getting like monthly clients and whatnot.
Nice.
The dropping out line was like, do you know what? I actually could drop out, you know. And a lot of it for me was in school. I loved school, and I loved the subjects I was doing. I know I could have done well, like easily got A's, A stars.
Your predicted degrees were
GCSEs I got like 8s and 9s. Like I knew like A levels I was gonna be calm, but I realized I was spending more time working towards my plan B than I was my plan A. And this is like something I'll say all the time. Like, if you're working more towards your plan B, which is like your backup plan or your safe option, more than you are the plan A, which is the route that you want to take, which is whatever that may be for you.
Yeah.
Then you're not gonna get to where you want to be. The plan A. You're not gonna get to that destination because you're not putting as much time as you should be into it.
Nah, you're talking sense. Yeah.
So like when I was actually looking, I was like, and it's not providing nothing to me. I know that's not the route I wanted to go down. I don't want to go to uni. Like, I dropped out around the point when they was like making me apply to like UCAS and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
this ain't me. I was like, I couldn't even bring myself to want to write my personal statement. Like, I was in the process of paying someone to write my personal statement for me because I don't even want to do this. So then I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna drop out. Obviously, the mumsy was a bit against it at first, but
what's the reception at first?
do you know what? I respect my mum a lot. My mum has provided so much for me because it's just me and my mum at home.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful woman. Do you know what? She's gonna watch this and she'll probably cry right now. But I love my mumsy, but and you should too. But like literally, she just listened to me. Like she actually sat down. She realized how serious I'm not joking, and she just I got to have a adult conversation because she realized I was being more independent. Like I was traveling like to London every week. Oh, like from like 16 years old, like traveling about like to Loughborough and Birmingham and all these places, and I was like staying overnight in like different cities, and then. Like, I sat down with her and she's like, okay, she realised I'm like leaving the nest sort of thing. And she's like, okay, I trust you. And I said to her, cool. Like I said, if things do fail in like a year or two, I'll go and do a foundation year. Like I was telling her my options, like so she knows I'm not dumb. Like, I actually did some research.
I remember, you're talking about showing a contingency plan.
I literally like just got a PowerPoint and just sold her kind of my thought process.
This reminds me of Waleed actually, because he done the same thing in a way, with his dad,
that's what it was, and then just literally
he inspired you a lot.
She 100%. Me and I love Waleed as well. He's presented a lot for me as well. But in terms with the mum, like when she understood and when I dropped out, I haven't looked back since. I actually went back to my school. I think it was like a week or two ago, for like when everyone like finished A levels. And I got to speak to some old teachers and whatnot, and they was like, "Oh, do you regret it?" Or like, "Do you have any regrets?" I'm like, "Do you know what? I haven't looked back since. I haven't ever thought." I'm like, "Oh, do you know what? I think I should have stayed in school." No. That hasn't popped in my head at all.
Nice.
And there's been times where I've been low. Like I've seen like minus 1,000 in my account. I've been in multiple grands of debt, and I'm like, do you know what? I still haven't ever regretted it because I live for it. I'm so hungry and happy for what I'm doing. I love it.
I love it, man. And you know what? I want to even talk on like the relationship with your mum. For her to trust you, that shows that you guys have that bond. And I remember at some point, even in one of your interviews, talking about how like you guys have gone from one estate to another, and that can be a lot. I mean, even me, I just live with my mum, just me and my mum as well. We've moved from one place to another throughout time, and that brings us only closer because it's tough. So for you, when you was going from one estate to another, what was that world like? Because that's not easy as a kid.
As a kid, I didn't really know any different. I didn't know like about certain like it's kind of just all I knew really. So obviously now I'm so grateful for it because a lot of people say when they do chat to me and they actually like we have a proper conversation, like they do say, "Oh, like I I would have thought you would have had an ego. I would have thought like you would have lost yourself." But that's something I've never wanted to do, like just lose myself, because I know where I've come from. I know the people like that I've like grown up around. Like I see so many different ends of the spectrum. Like literally, like in the same week, like I can see, I don't know, Angie, who lives on a council estate, who has like 4 kids and you know is on benefits and all of this. Nothing wrong with that. But then in the same week, I've also seen billionaires, and I've like worked for like on a yacht in Dubai, like in the same week. So like I see both ends very, very frequently. So I don't know. I just use it just to ground me, not lose myself, and just be appreciative of where I'm at, and then you know just being able to pay opportunities forward, because there's a lot of people who's been around me from like the estates or from like where I've grown up, and I've been able to pay opportunities for them. Like there's been some people who's come to me and I've taught them how to edit, and then I've been able to get them clients for like a couple £100 a month or £1,000 a month. And I'm like, no, I've been able to provide an opportunity to someone as well from a similar situation from me. Has been very fulfilling and very just heartwarming.
Damn, that must be feeling, crazy, though. That feeling for one, to be that much of a asset to other people you're around is beautiful.
I just want to be a valuable person. Like that's all I've ever strived to be. Is whenever I have an interaction with someone, like even like I say this with my mates with girls. Like even if I'm just going to go chat with a girl, I want them after they've been with me, whether it be for a day, a week, a month, a year. I want them to come out of the relationship. Even if things go south with me and her, I want her to become a better person out of it. Like every single person I want it to come into my life, I want to have a positive impact and be able to say that I'm like, you know, a good force in the world.
And I believe that's the real game. That, in my opinion, like
100%.
everyone's like, "What's your game?" That's game. That's it.
Being a valuable person and just
Literally.
putting good stuff out in the world.
If you give value to someone, how can they not want more? Or if
100%.
it's actually valuable to them, how can they not respect you? They have to, because you're literally adding to them. You're making life a tad bit more easier than it was.
It's funny you say that, yeah, because like literally the other day, like I was talking to my mum in it, and she was like, "Oh, what do you actually?" She was talking to me about 9 to 5 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She was like, "What do you actually want in life?" Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I know money's just gonna come." But like she asked if I'm talking to any women, innit? I was like, I'm not talking to any girls. Like I just want to be a better person in life, innit? And that comes in like what you were saying, how being valuable to people, but being a better person allows you to be more valuable to others, innit?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just excuse yourself away from the girls. Like for me, where I am, I can't like. This is a bit random, isn't it? But
No, sidetrack, but it's a good topic.
I was talking to this girl for like a good 6 months, bro. And now I'm at a point, I'm like, I want to detach myself away from her, because there's some things I've seen of her, I'm like, red flag. It will not work out. So now I'm at a point where like, I want to be friends with her, but I know even being friends is still dangerous, because at the end of the day, I'm still getting the same person. And now I'm at that point, I'm like, whew, I'm gonna just have to accept being alone, man. And it's a scary path for me right now.
I would say like one of the biggest things I've struggled with, like the whole entrepreneurship, I said this earlier, but it's been loneliness.
Yeah.
Like there's times where it just does get lonely. So it's just like making sure, you know, you are just chatting to people, and like even if it's just new people, like I've only just met both like for the first time like in person. I'm just having good chats, like just cause it's nice being able to like speak with people.
It's genuine.
And like like loneliness is one of them, and like I see a lot of people like affect people's like bad.
Tough. Like even even like with a lot of entrepreneurs that we've come across on here, and just in my own personal life, a lot of the times like they're on autopilot mode. They're just on the go, like they're switched on. So for you, would you say it's like that sometimes for you?
I wouldn't say autopilot as much, because like my life can go from 0 to 100 so quick, like and it will like my week can change up just like that, like literally. Like a funny one was like 3-4 weeks ago. Woke up 8 a.m. It's a Monday morning. I'm like, you know, I've just planned my week before on the Sunday night. I'm waking up. I get a call at 8:30, and it's one of the people I've worked with before, and he goes, "Kian, I need you in Dubai tomorrow. Get on your next flight. I don't care how much it is. Just tell me how much and I'll pay and whatnot." And like things can just switch up that quick.
Crazy.
Or like, I was literally on a flight by like 10 p.m. and I was there the next day.
Yo, that one is.
And it's like,
what?
Like
That's
even just like certain people just call me and I'm like, just my week can just switch so much. So yeah, it is very like a lot of last minute stuff. But you know, I love it. It makes me actually grow as a person, because being able to adapt and overcome like and just fit myself into so many different situations. Like today, like I've had so much go on, and there's so much that has gone wrong today, but I'm still here. I've managed to make it work. We're making it, like we're taking all the things off. So yeah, that's, I know, it's just
Bro, I want to ask you actually. So would you say from this time last year to now, would you say your net worth? Oh, not your net worth. Sorry, your network has grown so much. Like just looking at your phone contacts.
What month is it? It's July.
Yeah.
What was I doing last time July? Last time July, I think I was like, I only just had like one client. I got my first client. It was around like May, June, July time last year.
Oh, okay.
And from now, I've worked internationally like 5-6 times now. Like I've worked with so many new clients. I've worked with some amazing brands, My Protein, Gymshark, Microsoft. Some people who've been on TV, like obviously Avi, from The Apprentice, and I've just worked with some amazing people. I'd say my contact list has definitely leveled up a lot.
Wow, no, I respect it, bro.
And I know it's just like, I'd definitely say the people who I've even just met or shook hands with from, I'd say this time last year to me now, is exponential.
Wow, now, that is crazy, man. I can't even lie, but I want to go back a bit now. You've gotten a bit of a taste of Kian's life, and it is a lot. It's inspirational. But now I want to go back to a bit of when you was a bit younger. Now, when you was about 15, should we say? So I know at some point as well you had a girlfriend, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And I remember you were saying how like she actually kind of like in a way was like a motivation behind you going to the gym, right?
Yeah. So, 14 years old.
14. Yeah.
Got my first ever girlfriend. Like before this, I hadn't even held hands with a girl. No girl even looked at the fat kid. You know what I mean? So when I got with her, I was like, oh man, how have I done this? I was very surprised.
Thank
but
you,
I was like, literally. And I'll be real. Like looking away from what happened near the end, like she made me into a better person. Like she chilled me out. Like my relationship with my mum got so much better. I got physically better.
Wow.
Like for the most part, I did become a better person out of it. And even from the bad stuff from the whole relationship, I learned so much. I'm so grateful because I was with her for like just over 2 years.
Damn, that's a good time.
And like from 14 to 16, I was like, I'm so grateful I had a long-term relationship so early. And I felt so many different things and we gotten through so much together that like now going forward, like I haven't wasted so much time learning them mistakes through other people and just wasting so much time. Like I'm so grateful. Like there are a lot of things I've done at so much early ages because I've just learned these lessons early in life.
It's amazing.
It's great. It's good. Like having those mistakes early are a blessing.
100%.
Seriously.
So like she got me into the gym. Like she was like, like she really wanted, like she really liked abs. I was like, me trying to be the good boyfriend that I was at the time. I was like, let me get some abs. I was very skinny. So I ended up like just under eating for like months on end and just not eating at all. So, and then obviously lockdown came about. I started doing like sit-ups in my room and stuff. And then like after that, I was like, why don't we go gym together? Because I was like, I wanted to get a gym membership, but it was like 20 quid a month, and like I was only making like £100 a week from my job at the time, so I was like, that's quite a lot of money. And then we split it, and then she never went. I actually did start going, and I just fell in love with it. And it was also why I started going in the mornings, because we was going to use the same pure gym thing. So she would go in the evenings, I'll go in the mornings, and it kind of just stuck from there. And then I started making TikToks, and then obviously the rest of the story from there. But yeah, like I appreciate it a lot. She got me to where I am now to an extent. So
it's a blessing.
You still talk now as friends?
Oh no.
But I want to ask you actually, yeah. So like, obviously not. If you don't want to say this, you don't have to. But with that relationship, what was it a thing of where things just became too much? Like, what was it?
We was both young. I'd say I was a bit more mature. She was a bit more immature. And I don't know, things just become toxic. Like things with like COVID, it did bring a few things mentally, like for mental health for the both of us. And things just weren't working out. I'd say it was a bit more one-sided near the end, but do you know what, like things aren't gonna work out. Like we're young, like both dumb, like we don't know the words, so I'm like cool. And I'm just grateful for the whole situation. I'm grateful it happened, and yeah.
No, I feel you, because you know what, I do feel like to be honest, cool, you as a young entrepreneur, a lot of people your age are not gonna understand how you optimize your time and why you're using so much time that you have to use every single day. So even just in general, not even just with like the opposite sex, but in general now, what is that world like for you being a man? It's on the go day by day. Most people, they're just, as I said before, they're just focused on the regular thing. Maybe just, revising, going to the library, or just school period, that's it. But for you, you literally have to optimize as much as you can. Now, what are your active hours actually, usually?
Recently, like, my day to day now is looking like I wake up at 6:55. Get out of bed for like straight away, because I've got an app that makes me like scan my creatine barcode, which is in my kitchen, and the alarm. I can't turn the alarm off till I scan the QR code, so it's quite sick. Take my supplements, eat my first meal, and I'll literally like shower, get ready, and I'll go to because I've got an office now. And I'll get to the office for around like 8, 8:15. From 8 till 9, I'll literally like reply to all my messages, like go through emails, like kind of like set my like what needs to get done today. And then and then like literally like from like 9 till 12, like I'll do my like first 3 hour work block, and then like I'll eat before that, and then like I'll have like another meal there, like after that work block.
Wow.
And then I'll do like another like 5 hours. I'll be into the office till about like 5ish, and then I'll go gym.
Wow.
After the gym, I'll either like do some cardio or I'll go for a swim in the sea, and then evenings I just kind of like can't try and chill because I have done basically a 9 to 5, and like I'll just like go out with some friends because I still wanna keep a human touch to myself. Like as much as I love work, like I could work from night till like midnight to midnight, but being with friends and like they just help boost my mood like mentally. So I'm like, and they help me not feel lonely. So
I can understand, man. Cause to look at it as being at 18, I remember when I was 18, like life was simple. So to see you being 18 and you're always on the go and like you're literally looking at how I look at time as well. I'm older than you, bro. So and to see that as a young man, I'm like, damn, like even the conversations. Cause I remember you were saying on the podcast as well that like you have some friends just for more of the social aspect, and then like when you're coming to now, you know, more of the entrepreneurial things, you'll talk to people who are like maybe in their mid-20s or something.
I think it's so good to have like not just think of your friends just as genuinely for everything. Like I've got friends who I know if I want to go to a club, which is very rare, but I know if I do want to go clubbing, they're the best group for it. I've got friends who if I just want to go chill or go for a nice drive or, you know, have some fun while driving, cool, them. I've got some friends who I'm like, if we need to make 10K by the end of the week, we could bloody do it. Like, and then I've just got so many friends who I've got like on so many different like stages of life. I know any issues that I've got, like they'll be able to help me. I've got like loads of older friends. Like a lot of the people I speak to are in their 20s, like mid-20s, and like I'm so grateful I'm around so many different types of people because then I can just learn. Because one thing I say to myself a lot is a smart man will just learn from his own mistakes, but a wiser man learns from other people's mistakes. Yeah. But I surround myself with older people and like people who are like doing so much better than me. I'm talking like multiple millions a month, and I'm learning so much from them because they've gone through it, and I'm just learning from their mistakes. It means that I'm able to do my stuff so much quicker. Like, yes, I understand, and I'm enjoying the journey. I bloody love the journey of just like entrepreneurship and just, you know, becoming free in life, and like completing life to an extent, even if that's possible. But like the whole journey, I'm just enjoying it. But we all want to do it as quick as possible. We don't want to be like 80 and to get to that. Like I want to do it. I want to be 20 and have my fun in Dubai. You know what I mean? But it's like still enjoying the journey. But I know like I'm doing it as quick as possible. I don't want to be wasting my time.
No, I feel you, man.
Because there's so many. I don't want to leave anything on the table. I know like the big reason why I made sure I dropped that the main reason why I dropped out and I quit my job and stuff, because like all these opportunities coming my way, like a lot of them are coming because of my age. Like I'll get certain opportunities just because of my age and who I am and the story behind me. So I'm like, why would I lose these opportunities and delay it because I've got to do other things and, you know, be safe? Like, I'll just take the risk.
And that's literally what comes with entrepreneurs. So any aspiring young entrepreneurs watching this is it right here, man.
Take risks and prosper.
Take risks and prosper, man.
I actually, when I dropped out, I had like £800 worth of debt. I had like I was making like £400-500 a month.
Damn.
But like I knew where things could go and I knew what I could do. And then obviously, I don't know if we want to segue into this yet, but the Thailand thing came about. Yeah. So I was like, yeah. It's obviously then like the Thailand thing came about, so yeah, like it kind of gave me a big reason to.
Even before as we get into that, I really want to like break that down. So from what I remember, you said that you dropped out of school 3rd of October, right?
3rd of October. It was beginning of year 13. As soon as I got into year 13, I was like, no way, I'm not doing this.
Damn. But what was it? Was there anything specific, by the way? Oh, just UCAS.
Well, when I was getting pressured to do my UCAS application, I was like, yeah, I'm off.
Damn. Okay, so now 3rd of October, you decided to drop out. Then I think it gets to the 23rd of October, right?
Yes.
Now
3 or 4 weeks.
And you're in Thailand.
Yes.
Crazy. And what? So what was that? So that was a call for editing, right?
So I met someone at a networking event, and I met him twice before. The third time I met him was in Thailand. And he put on his story, Cam, if he's watching this, I owe a lot to you, and I have so much respect for that man. Positively changed my life for the good. But yeah, he called me. He put on his story, he was like, I need someone in Thailand. Don't care where you're from. You could be from the North Pole. You could be from the UK. I don't care. I need someone in Thailand who does videos and does edits. Obviously, spoke to him because we've already had that connection there. was like, obviously, and he seen what I was doing, like my work, like it was good. He trusted me, got me out there. I was out there like literally like December, like mid-December, and even though like things kind of went south a little bit near the end, like I'm so grateful for that opportunity. It brought so much. It brought so much social proof to me. Like 17-year-old getting flown out to Thailand, but after he's dropped out and quit his job. Perfect story for me in terms of like marketing wise. Of course. And like I learned so much out there, just even about becoming a better man. Like just like just growing up. Like the amount of independence, like having to travel like 10,000 miles away from home.
Crazy.
Like that was the first time I flew alone, and that like it was mental. And I'm like 14-hour flights and stuff, and
crazy.
And like, I opened my eyes up to so much. Cause I was staying with like basically millionaires, like massive villa, just money everywhere, like, and like
literally
like cash, like and I don't know, just seeing that just opened my eyes up. I was like, cause like you see it online. We all see it online, but like when you see it in person, I'm like, it's doable. It's tangible. I'm like I'm holding this money and I'm touching these people who's done it, and I'm chatting to them in person. I'm like, okay, it just like made that fire inside of me even more roaring. You know what I mean?
Damn. Well, how long was you there, by the way?
Like 2-3 months.
Whoa, that's a good time.
Yeah, I stayed my whole visa.
Wow.
I wish I like explored more, like did more touristy stuff. Wow. Because a lot of it was just work, but I had a good time there. I've got so many good memories.
So bro,
what's any Muay Thai stuff?
I did try Muay Thai, and I've actually scarred my foot from it. So that will stay with me for life. But yeah, I did try that, but not me.
That day-to-day grind. So what was it? How was it like proposed to you as you now got there? Like, because for you to be there for 3 months, that means the work was
I was just like, that's kind of why things went south a bit, because there was some miscommunication stuff. But like, I was just basically making their content, either recording it, editing it, helping. Like I was posting it, I was talking them through how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Just generally like sorting out their whole like media. Me and Cam were basically doing it. So yeah, it was quite fun. And obviously, like, would go out, like get a club and stuff, and like and like Thailand. Just going like to like different restaurants and just trying new stuff. It was so beautiful.
Damn. And so it's also even with that as well, the business that you was working with, was it like a newly developed business or something?
So they were just it was personal brands. It was like people who just made content like already, and they had their own businesses, but it was mainly just like personal development content.
Quick one, yeah. I know I kind of asked this question already, but like obviously you're getting from like to Thailand at 17, like, and I'm sure someone that you've never spoke to in life or has treated you like a prick all your life has just come to like, hey Kian, that's my guy. Like
every time I get flown out and I come back, everyone's like, oh my god. Like, I do not like, as much as obviously I love going away, but whenever I do come back, every question for like a solid week or two is like, oh, how was I seen you out in the, I'm like,
the Snapchat.
I'm like, I answer the same question so much, but I'm like, people do love it, and like the stories I get to tell people, like, and it motivates other people as well. Like when I got back from Dubai last time, when I did a shoot with like loads of like millionaires on a yacht, and I like some of the conversations I was having with them, I was relaying with some of my mates who I'm like, I see something in them, and I'm like, I really want them to do well, so I'm just like relaying my experiences to them, so then they can kind of like live it through me. Yeah. I just want to be able to like I want everyone to be able to experience stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh man, now that must be Dubai. So where have you been so far? You've been to
Dubai, Thailand, Sweden, and then like just all over UK, obviously like Wales, Scotland. I set a goal this year to like go to 6 new countries, and I've done 4 or 5 so far. So I've only got 1 more to do.
That is crazy. Oh man, we have to wrap up. Oh, okay. You know what? Basically, because of time. Because basically we booked the studio for, was it 4 to 6?
Yeah, 4 to 6.
So we're not gonna have to wrap up. Man.
More time, yeah. Obviously, we're gonna cut it short, but I'll say to the camera now, we're gonna cut it short, but we're definitely gonna have to like do a part 2 of this.
100%. But even just the little what we've got to get into, I feel like there's definitely some value for people.
There, but we had so much more though. We had so much.
Do you know
more.
what? Yeah. Everyone who's watching this, just tell TFL, tell just the government to sort out their trains.
Sort out your trains.
Or do you know, if you're watching this, become a train driver. So in like the next few years, there's someone to drive my train.
Because we wanted to break down you working with Microsoft.
Yeah.
We wanted to break down you know, the whole reaction with, you know, getting a sponsorship deal from My Protein, bro. You know, working with Gymshark.
Literally, I don't know what your schedule's like, innit, but we will talk. And literally, I'm thinking of, we can put this out and then literally just do part 2.
We can
Hopefully.
There'll be more. But if any of you guys want to ask any questions or you, like anything from my story that you are curious about, literally Kian Penkrat on all socials. And if you are looking for anything to do with content creation, whether it be making content, recording, editing, learning, or you need that service provided, let me know and I can provide that for you.
And you know what? Before we go, I just want to ask you. This is just me being me. But like, what is your schedule like in terms of not your day to day, but I mean like your actual scheduling? Do you have like a calendar that you write things down?
I have a calendar. Like, calls are a big one. Like, I get a lot of calls now, so it's like cool scheduling, make sure I'm here for the calls. And then like I'll just calendar in anything like something like this today. Obviously we'll go in. Where I've got to be present at a certain place. And then I kind of like just fit my routine around that. And then like the days I do travel, it's a little bit different, but I just make it work.
Nice, man. I respect it. We got cut short. We had way more to go into, but TFL, man.
But it's been a pleasure.
For real, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. My Instagram at AKSMAN00. Everything.
It's gonna be all there.
It's all here. Shout out anything.
But yeah, just Kian Penkrat on all socials. If you do want to learn how to edit, or you do need any editing or recording services, let me know. And again, if you're just wanting to get into the creative industry, hit me up and I'll probably be able to provide some opportunities to you. So yeah,
peace.
Take care.